Entered the assassination group at the age of 20. At the age of 29, swordsmanship has broken the limit. 40 years old to kill demons and lead mankind to victory. The reward for a triumphant return is to be rewarded by the Father. To the guillotine. I thought this was how I learned about my legendary life. God played a joke on me. Reborn me to infancy. Walking in the distance at the same time. To ensure the appreciation of the family. Fresh blood. Injection is also an important step. But this year. No outstanding guy. Anyway. This time it's just garbage. Suddenly I knew that the figure stopped in front of my bed. Staring sideways at me, the cold eyes revealed full killing intent. See me unmoved. Satisfied to scold here. And a less noisy piece of junk. Command, the men take these babies to the cradle of the peak. See familiar and unfamiliar figures in front of you. Suddenly I killed a gun in my eyes. Isn't this person what I was when I was young? Am I reborn as a baby? Maybe God came to my forbidden city. Gave me a chance to be reborn. Then I will make there no more Basques in this world. Wilgas. Although I want revenge immediately. But this baby's body can't do anything. But to the cradle of the blade. It's a good opportunity to improve your strength. What you need to do now is to improve your abilities. Become stronger. Cradle for a ride. Is everyone born in the Baskerville family? One of the trials that children go through. Once a baby is born, they will all be thrown in. Blade cradle of Nightmare Forest. Climb through the test road full of sharp swords. Go to the other side to accept the baptism of Min. Legendary people. Kazuno water can make a child's body like steel. Strong as iron. However, the number of children who can get its effect is limited. To be the first to arrive, Ming he must go straight to be baptized. Barriers through the spiral blade. In my last life, as an illegitimate child, I was excluded by honesty. Failed to get this power. Will be the first to arrive, and one person enjoys the power bestowed by the River of Fame. I arrived at the end unexpectedly. Under the surprised eyes of everyone. Head into the galaxy. Galactic water keeps seeping into my wounds. I don't feel pain. Instead, it feels like a steady stream of power is surging into your own body. It's only been a few minutes. Has this effect. If you absorb all this energy, you can get rid of those so-called straight lines with several conditions. To absorb power faster. I just opened my mouth and played wildly for a few lives. Drink water wisely. At this moment I have drowning symptoms. But think of the injustice of the past life. Even the last trace. I can't easily surface. The housekeeper on the shore told his father. 30 minutes have passed. Father also showed a saint's smile. Thinking that the Baskervilles are about to. A once-in-a-century genius appears. But since the storm riots began. Worried that I've been underwater for so long that I'm afraid of drowning. Keep persuading the owner to fish me up. Now my father thinks it's time for me to come up. Can't let the family. Lost a once-in-a-century genius. So father, facing the underwater, I said I could come up. So I still don't have an umbrella. He just dragged me out of the water where he drowned. Wonderful, look at me. It's not enough to soak in the galaxy. You seem to be drinking a lot. Even teeth are growing out. A satisfied smile appeared on his father's face. As expected of my Hugo's son. Even if you are about to suffocate. Also absorb all the power of famous drinking water. Get what you can, bring the family to unprecedented levels. As soon as I reach a new height, my goal is also for home. But that's making the family disappear forever. When I woke up again, I was in the nursery. I saw the maid collect a gift and ghosts. Walk up to my bed. Ultimately difficult. Is it? Why did the lady put this thing in Bikir? Young master cradle, but as a fourth son, no one should give me gifts. Looks like my performance on the test. Threatened some people. Can't wait to get rid of me. Suddenly the box was opened by what was inside. 2 bloody mamba vipers came out of it. It seems that in order to get rid of me, I really will do anything. To take out such a rare venomous snake to assassinate me. If I met in my last life, I might have died prematurely. But as a reborn, how could it be planted in the hands of these 2 gadgets? Just try the ability you got in Nami and Lee. Direct initiative. Both hands grip the 7-inch position, exposing steel teeth found in the min. Me at the moment, more determined to destroy the determination of the Skewell family. The next morning, all the servants were shocked by the scene in the cradle. In place, sleeping with the remains of venomous snakes scattered around me. It can be seen that yesterday it was a unilateral hunt. After that day, all the servants of the vocational class were executed. But no venomous snake was found in the end. Reason for appearance: I'm the only one who sees through all this conspiracy. In the blink of an eye, after 8 years I have recorded the learning phase. With the ability to be a genius class. These lessons are completely small lessons. But when you hear this time period, that is 32 years ago. Already a master of swordsmanship, there was still a little pressure. Can I have the memory of 2 lifetimes? Before the bar mitzvah. It should be no problem to restore the ability to the previous life. Although I usually keep a low profile. But the legend about me still makes many people unfortunate. After class, it was grown to the corner by 3 yellow-haired little black men. When these 3 grew up, they were known as Trident of Baskerville. Also, it was they who labeled me guilty of dealing with demons. When these guys give them 10 years to grow, or a headache, can only kill you in the cradle. Suddenly Rhubarb took out his nose and pointed at me. I heard you spent 30 minutes in the Ming River. Our 3 brothers don't quite believe it. I want to try it out for myself. Then the second emperor covered my mouth from behind. Speaking of as long as you can hold your breath in my hands for 10 minutes, we'll let you go. They say that children's methods are more cruel. This sentence is really not wrong. Then I'll have fun with you. 1 minute passed. 5 minutes passed. 12 minutes have passed. At this moment, they seem to find themselves provoking. Wrong object. Then we discussed whether to let me go. Good food and drink. How could I let you go so easily? Bite off Huang's index finger with a random bite. Look at them eerily. Don't you want to see my abilities? Rhubarb saw that his 3rd brother's finger was bitten off. How about super hand-to-hand practice surpassing me? I don't even hide. Just let him see the steel that the people brought me by drinking water. Body of iron, my eyes glow. Then let me play with you. Random punch on Rhubarb's face door. Sword-shaped Sanmao still wants to vent his anger for them both. As a result, he didn't shoot a single shot in his hand. I was slapped to the ground with a whip. Seeing that the 3 of them were powerless to fight back, I picked up the dagger on the ground and threw it in front of them. And said, I can give you a chance to reform every time. Yes, but only one. People can leave. As for who it is, it's up to you. After the 3 meet each other face to face, they began to kill each other inhumanly. From now on, the 3-pronged ridge known as Baskerville will no longer exist. Now, the study girl butler of the Baskerville master. Reporting to the family about the recent family. The surrounding situation. Also report. I easily won in various written exams. First place grade. But when discussing the actual combat test in 3 days, still can't help but mention me and the triplets. Young masters fight, although the 3 physical injuries are recovering. But mentally, seems to have left permanent trauma. Since then, the 3 of them have been strangers. The head of the family also treats me with less enemies and more enemies. Instead, Victory expresses surprise. It didn't take long for me to be called to the study. The owner did not beat around the bush. Asked directly, Brother triplets, is the crippling thing about me? See the owner so straight to the point. I also directly admit. But I heard. They have received timely treatment. Back to normal, although they are said to be inferior to individual combat effectiveness. But they were triplets. Plus the practice of practicing the Trinity. Strength is the leader in the same realm. It is also the object of family cultivation. Don't you think your behavior is a mistake? But things have come to this. Father thinks I should be right. Reflect on hurting your brother. Hear this answer. My face turned gloomy. One of me can beat the 3 of them. It only proves that I am stronger. The world where the strong are respected. Do the strong suffer? If it was your brother who was summoned first, say to forgive, so you still don't feel guilty? I think Forgiveness is just an excuse for the weak to take revenge. The strong are respected, the weak are sinners. Father is satisfied. My answer. It seems that you have realized, to the house rules in Baskerville. To reward me, Father allowed me to be in the food warehouse. Take any snack you like. Even when you step out the door. My father told me that in the actual combat assessment in 3 days. Don't lose to suffocation. Sure enough, as an illegitimate child, I ordered ye in the heart of the master. In the dazzling warehouse. The housekeeper learned, what I want is after chocolate. Lead me to a place. In front of a shelf full of chocolates. Also boasted that it was fine chocolate. Specially enjoyed by the public and nobles, ordinary people can't eat. But my next words. But it left everyone present at a loss. What I need are cocoa beans for processing. Or coffee beans. Need the strongest flavor. Although the housekeeper does not understand, I take the use of this raw product. But still ordered the chef to bring the flavor. The strongest variety. This is a strong variety. Right heart, 1 bean can make 100 liters of chocolate. It's hard to swallow after I taste it. This processed bean. Not ordinary people can eat it at all. The chef behind me sees my face. He asked that this needs to be processed. Then send it to my room. I randomly and directly refused. I didn't take this for food, but for the actual combat test in 3 days. Use this blood fight to help me thin face mask. As for what will happen that day, will be the history of Baskerville. Previous major events. After 3 days, in the field of actual combat, by Chief Instructor Pavlov. Explain the rules of skill assessment. Speaking of the rules of this assessment, it's very simple. Only 2 o'clock survives a month in the dark. And get powerful slaves. It's 10 to survive. 30 points without any injury history. Live alone. Down is 50 points. 70 points to catch the monster and survive. Accident can emphasize. Other people's badges can be added separately. Pavlov mentioned the location of the Crimson Black Land. Scenic spots and red and black mountain spots. He suggested a regional space where everyone is making just activity when it comes to the Hanyu Black Mountains. I get excited. Long time no come. As the bell in the instructor's hand rang. The actual combat evaluation officially begins. Some people go straight to the powerful terrain of the last assessment. Some black trees follow others and steal their grades. Scores, and I'm by virtue of a few listed. Walk in your own back garden. One is placed beside the scenic spot. One a feng shui treasure. At the same time, to protect the life of every scholar. We'll send an instructor to secretly follow. Originally he wanted to meet the legendary genius. True strength. When the student is recommending hunting monsters, I work at sunrise and rest at sunset. A series of behaviors make the instructor wonder what the hell I'm here for. And rumors about suspicions that I'm a genius. Is it true or false? As everyone knows, everything I do is superficial. Finally watching me for a while. I feel like I'm totally recuperating. Really boring. I think I'll stay here forever. No need for protection. I see the person watching has left. Then take out a bunch of blood acne. This writing can cover itself. The bloody way. Still presumably told. Then I laid hundreds of traps around. Officially started. So, I stepped into the unresolved state of the dark. Burnt smell from surrounding branches. I thought. Now my eyes suddenly light up. Only see, a lump of natural rice appeared on the ground. There is only one kind of monster that can produce this kind of thing. Transformation, dangerous and other extreme additives. Cerberus, this is also the goal of my visit this time. When my 8-year-old team swallowed Hellhound devouring hellfire. It's just death. Just because I have the memory of 2 lifetimes. Just now. In order to come out on top in this actual combat test. I came to the Crimson Black Mountains to hunt Cerberus. This kind of slave that even the instructors dare not easily provoke. I just need to remove the phone of the right to destroy hell. First place in this actual combat test. It's just easy. I know very well. I was 18 years old in my previous life, still can't beat it alone. But now that I'm only 8 years old, I'm not afraid at all. Because I know the 3 Achilles heel of Cerberus. The first weakness. He can only rampage in a straight line. It's hard to keep up with the sudden rotation. I just need to make good use of this. Can constantly consume his physical strength. The second weakness is what hellhounds are afraid of. Whether it's the depth of the water or not, they will choose to actively avoid after seeing the water. This trick can completely slow him down. Greatly limits the Cerberus heart, including all canines. Chocolate is poisonous to them. Just let him cooperate and open his mouth. You can take the opportunity to take my blood fight. In his mouth. This is the last weakness. It is also the most fatal weakness. All canine attacks are open mouths. Bite prey, I can take the opportunity to throw the blood bucket into his mouth. Next only. Just wait quietly for the misfortune to happen. After all, a blood fight can eat 100 liters of chocolate. The effect is self-evident. Looks like a hound from hell. Still can't beat chocolate. But Cerberus is a bifamily level monster after all. The body structure is also special. Hard ribs will always protect him. The heart has only one way to get rid of him. Just tap his jaw. Hit him in the waist. Suddenly a wisp of blue essence. Air emanates from the wound of the mushroom. This is exactly the energy you can get by killing monsters. It can quickly improve people's strength. Meat power becomes stronger. Now I raise my hand and wave the dagger in my hand. Lighter than before. At this speed. Dare before adulthood. Restore all the power of the previous life. It's not a fantasy at all. 8-year-old can kill dangerous disease. Expedited magic. I don't know what Hugo's expression was when he found out. Look at this fallen hellhound. The first place in this actual combat test is me. Of course, as the first reward, I have also thought about it. That's the princess I never imagined in my previous life. Suddenly I heard footsteps slowly approaching from behind. 4 more hellhounds came behind. I must have heard this guy scream. I want to avenge the status quo for my companions. I directly swung my sword and cut down the previously built-in into the bedroom. They themselves are not you who can recruit. And after I did this, the look of 4 hellhounds appeared. Golden Retriever he even lowered his head and kept stepping back. That's when I also noticed something was wrong. Cerberus is already an unyielding prey. Facing an 8-year-old. Impossible to behave like this. Then I turned my head and looked in the mirror. I saw one filled with hell. The 3-headed dog of breath appeared behind me. The guard dog of hell can't be engraved. One expedited 3-head choice monster. A guy perched deep in the black and red mountains. How to get to the periphery. Suddenly I noticed this guy was bleeding. Take a closer look. There are arrow marks and wounds everywhere. Can hurt this guy like this. Only the savage tribes. I keep soothing my emotions. As long as you can hunt this Kerberos cave. That distance, I regain the power of my past life and will go further. Even in the face of a seriously injured family monster, I no longer hide my strength. The sword in his hand quickly attaches an energy. Master Architect level ability. Random power attack sufficient for serious injuries. Go to Kerberos. Just when I thought this blow would hold. When hitting his head, Kerberos actually used lightning. Strike back at me from the side. Fortunately, my reflexes are not reduced in the top 10. The rear side avoids his onslaught. It seems that even if he is injured, combat effectiveness has not decreased much. In my past life, I could easily crush Kerberos. I can do the same in this life. Just as I'm gathering my strength to attack, Kerberos seems to feel my provocation. Immediately open the mouth like a voice. A steady stream of roars. The result is in the next second. Kerberos suddenly launched. My sword was crushed by him. And when I'm stunned, my body was directly blasted away by his giant palm. Now I really realize the difference in strength. Just me, now 8 years old. It's too early to challenge Kerberos. Even if the steel bow with first and second languages. After taking his attack hard, my body was so tired that my internal organs were almost damaged by the shock. In my previous life, I could crush Kerberos lightly. I thought I was reborn and I could still crush him. As a result, Kerberos was pressed to the ground and rubbed. Just now, I came to the Dark Land to hunt the Hell Pack. While I was enjoying the results, unexpectedly, I ran into a magic crow of Legia level, Kerpolos, even if he is seriously injured at the moment. But just by micro-betting, the Bai family will be level Hellhound Alms to bow down. I will show all the strength I have. But somehow, the current body's capacity is too much. Vulnerable in battle or accidentally. Kerberos' giant palm flew. Fortunately, the steel body with fame and thorn feathers just barely deserved his attack. Seeing the monster getting closer, I keep reminding myself in my head, never fall into a coma. Suddenly Kerberos opened his blood to my beloved. I immediately held onto my injured body to dodge. Otherwise, the big tree that was bitten behind me should be me. Seeing that the situation is not good, thinking back on the past life, I still have a memory of life and death. The trick of closing time. It seems that there is no need to hide at this time. That is 36 plans to go to the top. If it weren't for his injury now, I may have been food in his mouth long ago. Sad thanks to Savage Pineapple. Suddenly, an iron fence appeared in front of me. Just stick to the perfect hunt that was prepared before. Trap, I can find a chance to beat Kerberos. The Kerberos behind the eyes is getting closer. I jumped right away. Beyond the first trap. And when I was about to get close to the monster blood mouth, eventually he triggered the trap when he landed. Countless sharp blades were pierced through his body. Welcome to Blade Cradle. Traps originally used against hellhounds. Unexpectedly, I caught a Kerberos. Soon the bloody water applied to it worked. The dog heads on the left and right sides of the monster were the first to be poisoned to death. It seems that chocolate is really right. All canines are effective. Is it because it is a high level? So the monster won't fall all at once. The middle head hasn't been affected much yet. I saw me holding a long hair and condensing on it. Gather my magic to sprint 100 meters. Use the strength of the milk to project it out. But when the last dog head hits Kerberos, was bounced out. As king, Kerberos under Hannies. Where have you seen such a scene? Then he dragged his scarred body towards me. At the same time, I also meditate on the numbers one step to steps in my mind. When Kerberos came up to me, is exactly the 7th. Sibber, Kerberos becomes toxic and the party cannot be defeated. It seems bloody and slow. Smell is real. Once bitten. After 7 steps, they will die one by one. Luckily, I hid a little when I was a kid. Also came in handy today. After I absorbed the energy of the Kerberos. But worrying about how to make the examiner happy. I didn't kill your family level mother me. Suddenly, I thought of a more important message. 3-headed dog, if you have the habit of guarding your own territory. Apparently there is a dungeon he guards around here. Dungeons must contain mysterious treasures. It will also harbor powerful demons. Then I picked up Kerberos. And Cerberus shit. Apply to the body. Cover up your true smell. And take advantage of Kerberos. Sri Lanka's position in the Crimson Forest. Prevent sneak attacks by other monsters. Then I followed the original route of Kerberos. Soon found the underground city hidden in the depths. This place remembers being here in a past life. But it took 10 years to find out. The treasure inside has been taken. But it's different now. Behind the rancid smell is the smell of magic. Apparently the contents are still there. Looking forward to what kind of treasure is waiting for me. When his demon corpse, forged demon sword occupies your body. Devoured by him or conquered. Demon arrow explodes powers. Covered with Kerberos right now. See and Cerberus poop me. Follow in his footsteps. Found the underground city hidden in the depths. As I go deeper. Ruby veins everywhere on the wall. It seems that this must be the connection between the Red and Black Mountains. But at this moment, a beam shot at me from the depths of the cave. Dazzling light. The dazzling light makes the body. The only time in the dark can't open your eyes. I'm sure that's where the dungeon is. As I expected. Raihi, what appeared was a red treasure exuding magic. Stone turned out to be this magical red treasure. The stone illuminates the whole ground. When I look around, but was lying on the ground with a cold breath. This sea bone appears to have been stabbed all over the body. Wounds all over and brown dry blood. Visually, it should be many years. Then I picked up a book that had fallen on the ground. Judging from the self in the letter, this person is also a slave, belongs to the Baskervilles. The beginning of the mirror is only for posterity. Don't make the same mistake as him again. They heard. The legendary underground castle has no rare treasures. So he and his brother came to Hongyu together. Deep in the Black Mountains. But accidentally bumped into this bottomless cave. It feels like this is the legendary place. Withstood countless tests here. And killed all the monster craftsmen's dungeons. But unraveling the treasure's final challenge. It made them think about it for 3 years. Alone before coming in. 2 people came in. There's only one person when you go out. Finally one day 3 years later, they came to a conclusion. That's based on the fact that they're identical twins. In the mother's belly, they are one person. Just arrived. They are indeed 2. Then want to go back. Must get rid of the other person. Although he took his brother's phone during the battle. But that red treasure, the stone still hasn't changed. Watching the ground being killed by myself. In the end he couldn't accept the fact. Give up treasure. Chose to escape reality. Because he is sure, dungeons are what demons have left to mock humans. The signal in Wu Wen's hand. I'm speechless. If true, then I came in alone. Isn't there not even a chance to participate in the assessment? There was no dungeon in my past life that I couldn't crack. This is the shadow behind me giving me a hint. I have the answer in my heart. Then the peacock pounced on the red gem on the altar. There was no light in the tunnel I walked into. Is a person. When I arrived in the hall, the glow of the gem takes my shadow. Shine out. Form to people. They just have to smash the gem. Bring the hall back to darkness. I'm the only one left. As the broken gem slowly rises. The world that emerges. Appeared among the legendary demons. In my previous life, I just heard. 7 demons that appeared in ancient times. They do all kinds of evil. Make the world miserable. Prevent a bigger disaster from happening. The palms of the 7 families come forward. Fight the devil separately. Baskerville family. Guard people. The devil on the home team is the gluttonous fly. After 981 days of fighting. Kill it. Sealed in Scoville's territory. This demon sword is a gluttony fly, don't believe it. Body scratched. It is said that the sword later fell into the hands of the demons. Demon war. Countless people were cornered. But that won't happen in this life. Because now it's me. Suddenly, the devil's sword actually turned into an energy surge. Into the right hand. Work out next time. You are very handsome. It's the devil's sword caused by the devil's corpse. From now on he is my strongest brand protection. 4 weeks later, found nothing of value. Ready. Suddenly a strong sense of blood came to me. Hunger to be exact. I guess 80%. To Jian Harbor. After all, he hasn't eaten here for hundreds of years. When I leaned out of the cave. Seems to smell food. Is it the sword of the devil? Make my sense of smell more sensitive. The sword of the devil actually leads me, running fast in one direction. Sure enough. He found the Bai family and the hellhound I hunted. In between, fitness was inserted into the body of the monster. At the stage of his absorption, my cloud pole is slowly disappearing. Could it be that the red and black mountains, forest and soil, the disappearance of vitality is also caused by it? And after absorbing the expedited Cerberus, I actually got this trough. Can pour blood and laugh. Even the smallest wound. Can keep popping out enemies. Intake of blood. And there are 2 slots left. It seems every demon has a fixed ability of its own. And the demon sword can absorb other people's skills. And take it for yourself. Suddenly the sword of the devil forcibly pulled me aside. It turns out that he is not satisfied with Bai Jiu's right to hell. Gauge on the side. Kerbero's corpse appeals to him even more. At this absorption rate, the prey tested in actual combat may not be available. He scolded angrily that he would listen to me inside me. After absorbing coal barrows. The remaining to Kawaii wild horses. Obtain Kerberos skill fire kill. After being attacked. The body will burn with pain until death. I am so. Could it be that Kerberos is of a higher level? There will be 2 loneliness. But when I looked closely at the 3rd skill. Immediately speechless. S-level summer escape high-speed ray upgrade skill. It was Ken Kerberos. Corpse rats are also absorbed. The prey for the actual combat test is also ready. Just wait leisurely until the test is over. In my previous life, when I was 30 years old, I stopped at 4th floor. This is when I broke through the 5th floor directly at the age of 8. Just a few days after the actual combat test ended. The young hunter is finally returning. They bring their booty. And with that comes assessments and rewards. But after everyone saw the prey I brought back. Shocked. I never thought of an 8-year-old child able to hunt down a family-level mother. Soon this matter reached the ears of the head of the family. At the age of 8, he can kill even the family guard. A 3-headed dog that knights are embarrassed by. This has never happened in family history. The butler was also shocked. Such a powerful young master was born, not a confidant. At this time, the owner said, I want to change to be the owner of the family to cultivate hunting. Dog method. Don't take blood so seriously. Whether yellow is bloodline or slave bloodline. As long as you have enough strength, you need to cultivate it well. No matter how good the pedigree is, there are always some disappointments. Is it Bakir? The young master has changed the character of the head of the family. At this moment, I am summoned to my home in the main study. I'm still going straight to the point as always. I heard you killed a 3-headed dog in an actual combat test. Croatia. What's going on? I look lucky. Said it was the work of the chocolate rewarded by my father last time. Lao is known. Chocolate poison for all dogs and animals. I have a little left to get away with hunting him. Then why did the butler just ask you about hunting? You didn't answer well. Given how much I pressed. I can only flatter that he is not my lord. I belong to the Baskervilles. I only listened to the demolition of the later family owner. I've seen such a reward for flattery. Believe my words. It is the monster that directly hunts me. All corpses are rewarded to me. The other is the reward for winning the first place. Let me propose any prize. But my next answer. But surprised them. I want to study in the family's lucky library. Hear my answer. Father's face turned gloomy again. Did you know this library? Yes, only the team leader and the direct line. Where to enter? Then I said forget it if you don't allow it. But I'm thinking about how to sneak in. Suddenly Hugo's words shocked me. You can also go in. You can also go to the depths of the library. There is the 6th Baskerville family. Books to remember. At this moment I doubt Rebirth. Will it change people's happiness? In past lives, whenever there are 3 words illegitimate child in the name. I can only practice until the 4th season at most. But it's not too early to be happy. At present, the level of the father has reached the first 7 insights even when I was executed. He has already cultivated to the 9th sword mark. Now that I am reincarnated and reborn, I will definitely surpass him, because I know a forgotten book of insights. It contains the first, the master's gift to swordsmanship. Just penetrate all his content. Then I'll break straight into the terrain trap. Immediately, I came to the once-named library without stopping. All the architecture books I desperately wanted to learn in my past life are here, to make sure to be a hound. Not their master. They will never learn better than the 4th trick. Swordsmanship. And now in front of my eyes. It was the 6th clip that my father recommended me to study. Can think of, if I were allowed to watch this book about. Book of the first 6 tricks. Is think an 8. It is impossible for a year-old child to understand the content inside, but you miscalculated my variable. Unreasonable past life. The fruit flowers of the first 4 generations of love are rotten trees. Just skim the previous content. Flip back quickly. I'm not here for this. Soon realize the 5th of them. Season 6 Secret Web Library. Go deeper. Suddenly I was attracted to an inconspicuous place. Lurking ambush. He is the first Baskerville owner to transform. It not only records from 1 to 9. Progressive basic practice skills. You can even learn the long-lost 10th sword trace. As for why no one can learn. That's because he broke 7 pages in it. But now I know the true price of this book. Valuable, when I was on a mission near the Red and Black Mountains. After accidentally finding a piece of paper in the dungeon, my father became fascinated by the terrain. Break through yourself in order to find the rest. He released and swallowed all the hounds. Learn that the rest is hidden in the 7 families. Began to declare to other families. After sacrificing countless hounds, all the missing leaves are finally gathered. But he doesn't know why. Go through the library. No matching books were found. But he took his anger out on us. I lost a lot of brothers. Now reborn, I will never let this happen again. Because I remember what's on these 7 pages. Then I will break through. Cultivate to the point where no one in the family has reached the height, even if I focus on the content of the book. Time is slowly coming to night. Finally wrote down the entire book. Immediately begins closing impact. The body instantly entered the sea of corpses. At the same time, an enemy is also transformed on the opposite side. Make the power demon in my palm. Sword immediately used Buster's first sword skill. Attack the enemy in front of you. Then weave the second sword. 3 swords to quickly connect. Several doors cut down ancient wells. The next step is to break through his 5th sword. Reflecting on the rise of my father in the past life, exclusion of immediate brothers, the blessing of working hard for the family. But don't let me practice the 5th sword mark. It's because I'm an illegitimate child. Then pick up your body and attack forward. I saw that the enemy in front of me suddenly became Hugo. Stack grain. The wooden hole of food turned into a powerful attack. The attack passed through Hugo's body in an instant. This time I will tear you all apart. At the same time, I also broke through from the sea of corpses. His attack power still seems to be very strong. I'm happy like a child right now. Because I seem to have learned the 5th sword skill. Father to test my strength. He actually released a C who had been hungry for 2.5 months. Level ORC duel with me, just now. I succeeded in comprehending the AO of the 5th class. I am happy at this moment. I feel that the magic capacity has been increased. As long as there is enough magic to support me, I can go back to the peak state of my previous life. And I actually learned from a swordsmanship expert. Became a low-level swordsmanship master. You know this is me. A realm that took 30 years to reach in a previous life. This is done by Juonji at the age of 18. Now I am a swordsmanship expert. Breakthrough to a low-level master. The level of division and swordsmanship expert is completely different. Today the halo becomes a denser liquid. Contact can be used more freely. And can exert greater strength. Swordsmanship learned in previous lives, although, makes me stronger in a short time. But at the expense of the body. Future ambush. But there is nothing between attack and defense. No reality of growing up. Me now. Even 100% assassination ultimate. Master of swordsmanship. Even if you fight head-on, you have to win with 50% confidence. The only problem now is how much strength needs to be shown to Hugo. Will not cause. Because of this, I have enough time to get me back. What you need? Then I took it out of my pocket. Prepared magnifying glass. Using the focusing principle of light. Ignited a lurking ambush. Then this, in the world, I will be the only one who can break through to history. Unsurprisingly, guard after smelling burnt. Run upstairs immediately. Then I touched my head in a panic. I accidentally burned a book. Books of little value. After listening to it, the two also breathed a sigh of relief. Which relatively important book was burned out? It's not enough to mortgage their 3 lifetimes. But at the same time, the 2 guards are also responsible for their dereliction of duty. Apologize to me. Seeing the guards so sincere. I said, won't tell anyone else about this. Keep this secret. But they never thought of this. The whole library. The most important book in the entire empire. The screen turns. I came to my father's study. Father, ask directly what inspiration I got in the library. Immediately after sending it, I said that I was studying the queen. Warm sharpness in the body. But like a soft and sticky feeling. Father and butler fight. Stunned for a moment, they are familiar with the feeling of being in place. Because even geniuses keep training. A realm that can't be reached until the age of 15. Low-level swordsmanship expert, but now he's just an 8-year-old kid. Already stepped into the producer. Have you read? How could this be my real thing strength? I want to give you. More is a bigger surprise for the Baskervilles. Hi, after the Baskerville house duel. Father to test my current level. Use the most direct method. Arranged a duel for me. This moment is called. The old irons thought there were bursts of flutes. The monster inside doesn't seem satisfied. Such a weak opponent. Face ringing. C-Class ORC who has been hungry for 2.5 months. The audience is holding their breath at the moment. After all, for an 8-year-old. But it's not something he can handle anymore. At this moment my father said on stage, if necessary, guardians will actually intervene with the fate of my father's life. The chains that bound the man were loosened. A pair of eyes made of blood staring at me. Mouth full of fangs. The breath of not brushing your teeth for a year comes out. Face the human in front of you. Child abused. Attack me tomorrow. But I'm not an ordinary kid. Preemptive strike flashes by at lightning speed. And cut off one of his arms. Maybe the ORCs didn't think. The child in front of me is so terrifying. An arm was chopped off before he could react. I'm chasing the wind. The order process of this ORC. The ORCs who eat soil have lost their hearts. The tidal ground smashed hard. And due to the urgency. The sound of the Cerberus bloodburst skill. Even ORCs have the ability to regenerate at high speed. Will also be helpless. Watch him fall into fear in the eyes. Estimated. I can't imagine why I can't regenerate myself. The audience on stage was even more surprised. Without the use of magic. Can beat a C-Class ORC like this. Just want to know what I'm hiding. What did you get in the book song? I'll tell you here. Two-handed laundry. The magic of beauty is attached to fitness. ORC who just got up from the ground. Suddenly feel a deadly danger line. How could I give him back? Random series. Freeze through his affection. This time my father couldn't sit still. From my initial performance to the instant kill. A genius. Just 8 years old, I realized the first swordmaster. But the good-looking father is still explaining. It's because I've been hungry for too long. I can win the written tests so easily. But my next words. It makes them even more excited. Static. Is there a more powerful prey than this one? The murderer who framed me in my past life. This is since you want to be my loyal fan. Just now, father wanted to send C-level ORC to test me. But I didn't expect me to be only 8 years old. He actually killed it without any effort. So I challenged my father. Stronger monster. As soon as this is said, the crowd on the stage was even more shocked. I think in a way, it's better to show off your strength. If you're lucky, my loneliness will be recognized, maybe sent to remote areas, or be admitted to the school, so you can separate from Hugo. But my father is very excited. Looks like a C-Class ORC. It seems that the true strength of the son has not been tested. He asked the housekeeper half a month ago. When miracles are buried, are the magic hands who caught those experiments still there? A bloodthirsty cheats repertoire. He must be a good match for his son. Obsessed at the moment. A monster with a black hanger. Come to me. His arms are as strong as iron pliers. As if it could easily crush a human head. The audience on stage is like a great enemy. Really dare not come out of the atmosphere. Nonetheless, I'm still as calm as ever. Ask your father if you can start. As the chains of the sword-pointing monster are untied. Battle is imminent. I want it to be the gap to untie the chains. Evil law makes people come and be prepared. This material has a faster reaction. Has covered his palm-sized fist. Lightning speed. The trajectory of progress is smashed with all its strength. Sure enough, the explosive power of the beach troll cannot be underestimated. But the explosive power exchanged for speed is accurate. Still a little bit worse. The troll saw himself dodged with a full blow. Suddenly angry. Hit the ground like crazy. But I do it again and again. Cleverly evaded his offensive. Trolls also seem to be draining their power. Out of breath. Admire all the melon eaters. Thought I wanted to wear it out. But I know. Avoidance trolls have a perverted skill. Super strong in hand if you can't do fatal damage to him. then any attack will become worthless. That's why when hunting trolls, a rigorous plan must be drawn up. At this point I found his colonial weakness. But I got into another problem. If I use all the power hidden, can easily kill him. But it is easy to arouse the father's suspicion. How many layers of skill should be used in order to kill the troll in seconds, without making my father suspicious? Although I used my first sword skill with all my strength to seriously injure him, but the trolls are too resilient. The original wound has begun to heal quickly. And then my father on stage reminded me. Try to end. But my congratulations attract the attention of those present and the father. I said to my father, I will try to kill this troll in seconds. If it still fails, I choose to give up. So my eyes are filled with murderous intent. At the same time, I will also try to be fast. Transfer to my fitness. It's time to test my acting skills. I'm going to pretend to realize in this life and death. Second opinion. It is the second building of the Baskerville family. Kill the troll in seconds. As I expected, the power of the second competition. Other. Attached to the winner. Make his head and body heterochromatic into two. Everyone here at the moment was shocked. Because according to the previous crown of the Baskervilles, children can only become proficient at the age of 18. First sword skill, but at this moment, for the first time in the history of the Baskervilles, since an 8-year-old child has mastered the second room, at this time, I can only lose by chance, and by luck, a week later. Inside the cafeteria in Baskerville, I looked at the food in front of me with disgust. Both girls are not used to this kind of meat porridge. At the same time, I also noticed something strange in the people around me. Since spiking cheats trolls in the duel arena, everyone is deliberately avoiding me. I feel like seeing me is scarier than seeing a B-class demon. But you can see how surprised I am. I'm still happy. So far, the strength I show is a mid-level swordsmanship expert. Can cast the second Baskerville sword key. However, my real strength is a low-level swordsmanship master. Can cast Baskerville Trap 5 at home. Spike Advanced Swordsmanship Master. Suddenly I felt a chill in my back. I saw 3 figures behind me. When I turned around, found out that these 3 turned out to be from Baskerville. Tripod. Thinking about what they did to me in my past life. Murder is born spontaneously. Isn't the lesson from last time enough? But what they said next made me feel bad. Heart, you defeat the half-beast in the duel arena. People and trolls look so handsome. Can we be your little brother? But now I just feel like I'm riding all over with goosebumps. Thinking back on past lives, I was killed because of them. I can't wait to kill them right away. But suddenly the butler found me and told my father something very important. Find me this girl. The first time you meet, you have to throw yourself at me. Just now, a delicate and luxurious carriage drives into the castle of the Eskervilles. On the carriage mogs, the white flag of the road pattern flutters in the wind. The screen turns inside the Baskerville Family Council Pavilion. If any face talks to the short old man. And this person, it's the acting head of a family. Tomb of Adolf. If Baskerville is the Lord. Murderous wrath. Namag. Family is the ultimate magic world. Because the king once said, swordsmanship and magic go hand in hand. So the Baskervilles and the Mogs. Joint training competition started. Lionshin training competition. Only children who have been fined to the age of 15 can participate. This is 2 years. Activities are carried out in a good atmosphere. But the good times don't last long, the previous 2 because of rubies. Ownership of veins. Many owners died here. So far, the relationship between the 2 families is not very friendly, so a seemingly peaceful picture. In fact, both of them are suppressing their anger. That's when Adolf took the lead. I heard you. The Skewell family has a century-old problem. Meet the genius. But Hugo, hear outsiders complimenting their son. But a little happy. Adolf, who wanted to see Hugo make a fool of himself. I never thought of it. People who are usually as sinister as snakes. I have such an expression. Then the door suddenly opened. A long red hair. How do girls in uniforms get in? Adolf introduced this to my sister. The daughter of Lace Panet, the head of the Zhang family, also our family. The most dazzling genius girl, Kamu. But suddenly Cam said to Hugo, Uncle. Are you the thief who stole our ruby mine? You shameless mine thief. Get our ruby mine back. See, Adolf pretends to persuade his niece. Can't you do that? Fortunately, Hugo was not angry. Just thought it was a kid. Unilateral discipline, no, but the card for this newborn calf. Wood ignored Adolf's dissuasion. Keep complaining, if you almost turn on runaway mode after hearing it. Strong Adolf hurriedly said. What are you doing to a child? Do you still want to be on the sword of the Empire? Bullying an 8-year-old girl? At this moment, a word broke the rigid situation. Don't the Moors know? Don't be too greedy. I saw me pushing the door with the butler. Adolf, after seeing, start to ignite my strength. But never thought, his niece had already left her seat. Camus wrote, why did I dare to say that just now? When I saw him clearly, I'm also stunned. Because standing in front of me, he is actually the most powerful magician in the next 20 years. He alone will satisfy no one. Kill all. More at the border. Make walls out of corpses. Even control the royal family. The Vulcan who is honored by the world as the authority. But that's also in the distant future. He is now just a yelling kid. So I laughed at him and the king came to us far away. Just to lose your temper. Carlton is angry. My sister's hands condensed into a frozen nest. The whole hall was shrouded in cold air. At first I thought he was trying to learn from me. Never thought, he just restored the topographic map of the two families. Everyone was surprised, look in his direction. Turns out he wanted to tell me why rubies belongs to the Mogs. On the left and right is the Mogo family. Obviously the whole vein is more to the right. The lode should belong to the Nog clan. Not to mention, the entrance to the vein is also on Nogger territory. But you are arguing. Hinder mining. Rejected our offer to pay the territory rent. I told him. Ruby is worse to us than scrap iron. The ultimate purpose of our mining. Just to expand the river. Tamu, listen to me, rubies are worse than scrap iron. I don't lose. Decided to show more intuitively. Who is eligible for the right to mine rubies? They extended their hands from their family to Skirville's collar. When I saw this, I grabbed his arm. What is in our territory is ours. But Camus seems to have misunderstood what I meant. The face is full of luck. What are you doing in a panic? How could I be yours? It's funny, but the next moment, everyone's heart is in their throats. I see me from behind. Quickly took out a dagger. Said coldly, I mean your arm is mine. When already, on the civilized Baskerville team. Famous for his magic. Who is stronger and who is weaker? Just now, for a more intuitive display, who is eligible for the right to mine rubies? Tamu extended his hands from their family to Skirville's face. When I saw this, I grabbed his arm. Then he took out a knife from his pocket. Any feelings in our territory will be killed without mercy. But just as the blade is about to touch. Usually pampered eldest lady. Where have I seen such bursts? I burst into tears. But suddenly, I feel like there's a lot of killing behind me. I saw a Dao not saying goodbye. Stand behind me. Angry, warning me to stay away from his niece. Seeing this, I can only release Kamo's arm. Kamu immediately ran into his uncle's arms and cried. Adolf turned his head and asked why the fishing fire was like this. I explained to Adolf that it wasn't true. It's just a toy fight between family brothers. And apologized to Adolf. Just wanted to play with Camus. I didn't mean to make Camus cry. This fishing fire should also be suitable for adults. Shouldn't it interfere too much? Pranks between kids. Also said, Ruby mine thing. I already have my direction. Maybe it will be difficult for the Nuhi family in the future, so let's end the joint training competition quickly. At this time, Kabu released a bold statement. I will never let go of contempt. The screen turns. Disdain venue in Baskerville has gathered a lot of attention. As usual, home clan 8-year-old just tests legal sensitivity. 15-year-olds get more attention in actual combat competitions. This year's joint training competition. Everyone's eyes are on the stupid pig. Magic is the family's Tower Wood and Bekir of the Basque country. According to the proposal of the two team leaders, let two 8-year-old Supernova go head-to-head. As the bell rings, the joint training competition officially begins. At this time, Camus said to be mentally prepared to rescue Once you enter the actual battle, you will not show mercy. Then it's hard to say. Hands on chest contact magic reaction. But the next action is to let the crowd in the audience. Startled. Just bounce around. Thunder spell. The magic mark of the spell of war and the spell of earth. Adolf looked at the country with a mocking face. Indicates a 15-year-old young mage. It's not easy to master an element. Coca House has mastered 4 kinds at the age of 8. To fight you and the spell of war. You attack me quickly. I mocked him for being angry. Wouldn't it be better to focus on just one magic? Have flexible positions, get out of the way and hit them hard. Thinking you can do many kinds of magic is the face of a genius. Cam's own attacks were miraculously attacked. Easily dodge. I can only use the last earth shield spell. Directly on the ring, an earth wall rises from the ground. And I am, straight through the stone wall with a tough body. Can't stop my attack at all. See my attack go away. It's too late to unleash any magic. After all, promotion to the national road. He was never a match for the swordsman. At this moment, he also gave up struggling. Close your eyes. After a while there was no movement. I opened my eyes curiously. But a jewelry that he will never forget appeared in front of his eyes. The next moment Tamu was blown away by one of my brains. A Dao on the tree. My husband was also shocked by my brain collapse. The gap in power has long been obvious. But Kamu still refuses to admit defeat. Then summoned 2 earth walls. I looked at the earthen wall thoughtfully. In fact, this level of magic. It's an insult to human intelligence. If you go around it, it can be easily solved as it doesn't hurt his self-esteem too much. I decided to be the most competent actor. Hold on to your right hand and control your strength. Level, and 2 earth walls after withstanding my punch. I also punched a small hole. Then my middle finger recharged with another blow. Brain collapse hits Cam to the ground. Thought I was causing him pain. Will make him give up, but I didn't expect when I let my guard down. My spell is coming at me. Although now I can take him in 0.1 seconds. Kill, but doing so will make a big deal. Right here is the attack scene in the ring next door. And my attention. I suddenly had a solution in mind. There's still time to see me in a daze. Kamu came towards me angrily. Just across the way. Strongest cornerstone. I jumped at the right moment and dodged Kamu's attack. Jump back next door. No lying down. By the way, remind him to remember to use defensive magic. The fire instantly illuminated Kamu's bread. The next moment the whole place exploded. Adolf also stood up in surprise and roared. Audiences outside the venue have never seen anything like this. Strong attack. Adolf shouted at the center of the explosion. Call Cam's name. Smoky beat. The station can't see things and situations at all. But the girl in the smoke is full of embarrassment. Because I just reminded you. Kamu used defensive magic. Although not injured. But Kamu's won. Only the important parts were burned. If he was exposed to the crowd like this. Must be a family joke. Helpless, he just needs to stay where he is and keep crying. Suddenly it was a coat over him. I looked up and saw only one. The handsome man with 8-pack abs stood in front of him. But the red hair can't cover the blushing cheeks. But the smoke dissipated. After seeing the two safe and sound on the field. Adolf can be regarded as letting go of his nervousness. When the master sees my burly body. According to when established on the field, the result of contempt is self-evident. The daughter of the Mug family. I won't marry unless I'm a poor boy. It turned out that it was just lost in contempt. Only important parts of Tamu's clothes were burned. Helpless, he just stayed where he was and kept crying. When he was most helpless. Gave him help. Gave him my clothes. After contempt is over, my father and I were walking back. If you ask me about the results of this battle with Kamu, I pandered and said, I seem to understand the purpose of this activity. Let's fight the magician. Familiarize yourself with their fighting methods. But my father still criticized me. Because he doesn't think I'm exercising power at all. No matter who poses a threat to themselves. Must fight back. Being soft-hearted on the battlefield is a taboo. I was shocked right now. Thinking of your past life, you and I were selfish. Inhuman guy. Since you say you care about me, this is a question with the king. What do you think about the ruby mine? My answer is to give up control of the mine. Let the Nogal family manage. The ruby mine is located deep in the Hanyuhai Mountains. It's been occupied by monsters and wild men all year round. Once the Mog family acquires the ruby mine, mining rights of veins, a large number of people are bound to be dispatched. A war is inevitable. We can do it without a single soldier. Expand our territory. I can see. Father is very satisfied with my plan. But he coincided. I don't know that this is actually my memory based on my past life. Bring it up before him. Just as we came to the corner. Just happened to meet and ready to come and find. I talked about Adolf of the ruby lode. Just then we looked at him. I'm still wearing the clothes I gave him. Hide behind Adolf. After finding out I was looking at him, there is a shyness on the already red cheeks. The screen turns. In the hall. Adolf knew the Baskervilles. The strength is far beyond the Mog family. Change your attitude. It was previously stated that the ruby should be resolved peacefully. Mineral problems, rental fees are just one of them. This time he even proposed the olive system of marriage. When Kamu heard his uncle say, speaking of marriage, instantly red cheeks. Subconsciously looking nervously. Immediately after Adolf, go on. Let the eldest son of the Baskervilles marry the eldest daughter of the Mogul family. At the same time, he said that his niece, no matter what appearance or wisdom, can match. But this is what I emphasized. My oldest son is 25 now. Are you sure you know the age gap? This is what Kamu heard talking about, not me. But someone else 17 years older than him. Kamu, who came back to his senses, was also born and rejected. Show, I will never marry a better mother than myself. Poor person. The domineering man was angry when he saw Kamu, joking about if you're looking for someone better than your mother. Powerful man, then you have to live alone for the rest of your life. Hugo seems a little impatient at the moment. It means this is not Mog's house. No one will tolerate you. Princess wife Tamu says she is getting engaged. Must be close to his age. And his strength is recognized by him. At the same time, blushing and shy, don't look over your head, still staring secretly to the side. I am tall and straight. At the same time, Adolf also guessed his niece's thoughts. Hastily holding down Kamu means he's just an illegitimate child. Now or in the future. He won't get ahead. Hugo felt strange at this time. Because after he heard Adolf's words, a vague urge to get angry. But then he said, this matter mainly depends on the wishes of the two. Leave the decision to me. Shy cow at the moment. Looking at me with bad expectations. Cover up and wait for my final answer. Right now I'm lost in thought. Thinking of cutting the tomb 20 years later. Will be the most powerful magician. And the ability to control the royal family. Besides, it also has a beautiful appearance that captures everyone. If you can get his help. In the revenge that follows, it will also be a very strong hands. Immediately said that he agreed with the question. After hearing my affirmative answer, Kamu suddenly looked very excited. But Adolf strongly opposed. So he decided to test it himself. Am I qualified to be the son-in-law of his family? Adolf Magic Pavilion, one of the strongest magicians in the empire, to stop me from being with Carver. I actually pulled down my body and despised the 8-year-old. Just now I agreed to the decision to marry the two. My future wife seems unusually upset. But Adolf hates me for being an illegitimate child. Lost my nose at my decision. Think it's not a wise choice. There's no way he could let his niece marry a crab, born with no status. So I asked Yuguo if he got the wrong object. Yuguo explained that in Pakistan, Skirville, family names and titles are meaningless. So I kept looking at my 8-year-old. I don't know where my confidence comes from. Say something like this? Speaking of which, not everyone can be good at him. Niece's husband. Engagement is just a connection between clans. Squeeze my shoulder hard. Ask me why I don't answer. He thinks I'm freaking out. I said, since you said tell me that wasn't wise. I never heard you. Yuhuo and Cardhouse both expressed shock after hearing this. It seems like being quarreled by Beckham. Adolf thinks I'm a bit of a calf. So I asked Hugo to try. I reached out and Hugo teased. Are you the most powerful law of an empire? Are you going to do something to an 8-year-old? Adolf said with a smile. He could be my niece. Husband's children. This is not a request as Moji is the deputy team leader, but as an uncle's request. At Adolf's repeated requests, Yuguo finally agreed to his proposal. My family is so stubborn. Don't blame me for making you look bad in public. The breeze blows the dust. Baskerville training ground. As soon as he played, he confidently expressed that he wanted to let me go. I pandered to consent. But I thought, if I show you all the abilities, you may pass out. Then I saw Adolf raise his hand. Earth magic gathers in its hands. However, there was the jar of travel is quickly formed. Then came the elemental magic of water and fire. Aside, the Kikamu is also able to treat his uncle at the same time. Precise control, shocked by the magic of the 3 elements of the land. In an instant, out came a kettle full of water. He said proudly, he will duel me with a kettle. As long as I can get a drop of water out of it, even if I... Looking at such conditions, I fell into contemplation. Because in my previous life, Adolf is already a very difficult opponent. The probability of winning head-on is 10%. Assassination and stealing is 50%. Maybe it's a good one now. Experience the power of Adolf and ability machine. But this is not the result. With Adolf's hand to test my reality. Force so I don't have to go all out. As long as it can meet the expectations of the father. Then I lay a sword forward. Rushed over with Adolf. Suddenly my little girlfriend yelled at me. Never greet his uncle from the front. Original. Adolf had long thought of dealing with the building of the house. It is 15 defensive shields with super defense. A magic sword can't be broken at all. I haven't responded, I've used it 8 times. First sword, but the rooster is like draped on a hard iron block. The force of the suction and rebound swallowed me instead. I can't break his room without me. While mocking me. Fire assistant on one side. Huge fire. The ball starts to support above his head. Saw it open. Then the fireball attacked me. In the current situation, I can only retreat to avoid the attack. But this is Camus. Rebuke him for not using extra magic. Adolf of this brain doesn't even know himself. Where is the niece? Hugo, who is watching the battle at the moment, sees Adolf's attack speed is very fast. But it's not impossible to escape. There seems to be no need to stop them. Just let me see what a beagle can do. But even so, memories of past lives tell me, Adolf is not invincible. Facing an 8-year-old opponent, it's sure to relax him for a few days. If you can catch his 2 weaknesses. Even kill him. Say it, and I'll get up again to take care of it. His appearance. Keep attacking. Strong Adolf persuaded him not to waste his efforts. Your sword will never pierce my shield. He just finished speaking. Next second, the magic shield is under my constant attack. There are really cracks. For this, Adolf admires my concentration. Can actually do 99 attacks. Precisely hit the same place. I wave the Queen's mark. The sword in my hand has been. Can't stand such strong pressure. Years on the coast. Adolf educates the younger like the elders. When it comes to you, you should take into account your views, and the durability of my shield. It's good to focus on one goal. But it depends on who your opponent is. I saw only one. The watching father and Camus were shocked. Because I'm talking at the moment that I'm not strong enough to welcome Adolf, who married his weaver girl. The kettle above the head is actually running water. It turned out that when I saw my broken sword, let your guard down, put away magic interaction, I had a chance to stick the broken sword on the kettle. At the same time, that means I passed this strength test. At this moment, Camus' face is flushed. Interpretation of adoring eyes, still fantasizing about marrying me. Hugo was very excited. Because he knows his dog is better than. Much stronger. Graduation of this world, the exam, is to hunt a monster that is taller than an adult. Even in the face of such ferocious bulls and bears. But I didn't see a trace of cowardice in the eyes of the examinees. Time flies. 7 years later, the afterglow of the setting sun shines on the tent of achievement. Today is the graduation exam for the new generation of family hounds. The content is to kill this ring and cow blood. This is also whether they can. The last exam for successful graduation. On the training ground in Baskerville. The once immature children have become together. Windy teen. Just look at their sharp eyes. Has become a qualified hound. Suddenly bulls and bears are like wild horses. Kill the crowd. Want to defeat such a ferocious bull and bear. They have to come up with what they've learned in their lives. To have the power to fight. This is a student who has Kick the bull and bear in the horn. But bulls and bears rely on their rough skin and thick flesh. Tore everyone's formation apart. Instructor on the side. See students with such problems. Drink now. Encounter an enemy stronger than yourself. Don't blindly attack. To avoid its edge. Seize the opponent's weakness to avoid it immediately. The 3 ways to give birth at this moment are immediately. Don't jump up. These 3 figures rely on a natural tacit understanding. Use the second sword trail of the Baskervilles. Instantly pass through the body of the first level monster bull bear. The 3-pronged few who were once defeated by me and turned against each other, but unknowingly became my little brother. In today's team battle. Can also play a big role. Even the instructor watching the battle next to him can't help it. Marvel at the strength of their cooperation. This is a seriously injured bull and bear and wants to continue to attack. Machine. The Beagle Pack who was caught by the opportunity was ignorant. The instructor was also impressed by the strength of this class of students. Unconsciously applauding. After this graduation exam, everyone's strength is recognized as lowest level of expertise. Until now. 7 years of devil training is over. This is the instructor, don't forget to warn everyone. The monsters I faced before were all captive by the family. And wild mushrooms in the Red and Black Mountains. All different, even I can't deal with those old and tenacious guy, so be on the highest alert at all times. Because death is more likely than thought. That's it. Congratulations on your graduation. Good luck in the future. Then everyone started to choose miracles. Future development direction, in the Baskerville family. There are 7 knights. Respectively monitoring. Search. Guard. Assassination repression. Total war. Suddenly this is a voice from the side. Which profession do you think that monster will choose? I heard he beat it on his own. A cow's blood much bigger than ours. And this time, I'm also thinking. Now my strength is the ultimate master level. In the past 7 years, it has only gone from low to ultimate. Although compared to before, yes, I'm beyond that. 30-year-old strength, but it's a lot slower than I expected. Just then, the butler suddenly appeared. Happy congratulations on my successful graduation. Tell my father to find someone over there to get something. Hugo, I have been given my first task at the age of 15. As soon as the picture turned, I came to Hugo's study. Then I found out that his nose was hurt. And asked what happened to the scar on his face. Practice he touched the scar, meaningfully said that this is the top of the Red and Black. Except for barbarians left behind by a Manchu female archer. But I left the same wound on his face. Scar, at this moment, what I'm thinking about is probably to arrange for me, tasked to recall past lives. I was sent to the Red and Black Mountains right after graduation, traveled between life and death for 30 years. I am pictured a hound that didn't have it was immediately sent to the battlefield. Because as an illegitimate child, it can't be the same as a pure blood child. Enjoy the experience, hierarchy management and training. But if next. But it shocked me. Son, why don't you try the hospital? But I pretended not to know the answer. What is the position of the hospital? Father explained. Going to the hospital is to assist the regional management of the Skewell family. Law and knowledge. Simply put, it is to manage the affairs of the family. It seems that the father's character has really changed in this life. He stopped looking at blood. It's about ability. Because my current ability has more than the same age group. Too many people to give me this chance. Father says vice of the city of the week. Consular positions are still lacking. Do you want to try? I expressed my willingness to accept, but before that I have one more request. Just need a fund. At this moment, the housekeeper was frightened by my words. Because my father is famous for being Kim. Money like life. This is what I say, if I ask too much. But I didn't expect to have no hesitation with me. Gave me a chapter. Express confidence that my son will not do stupid things. I'm hardcore on the surface. But I said in my heart that no matter how many times I heard it, I can't get used to being called son by him. After I left the study, the housekeeper secretly told me some truth. Because my ability is outstanding, the owner is very optimistic and cherishes me. That's why before you were sent to the battlefield. Accept in advance, thought the deputy chief. Do things. The power of the consul will be greatly enhanced. Even more than some pure blood. Hearing this, my face instantly darkened. I'm not sure I'm up to the job yet. Business, although this is definitely a good thing for me. I can use the rights of a vice consul. So that I can hone my skills more safely. But I'm not interested in administration at all. Anyway, The memory of my past life has not disappeared. I still remember that I put in the feeling of rolling off the guillotine. I want you to feel the same way. Baskerville. Hugo. This 15-year-old boy is on his first day as consul. Asked the servant to arrange it immediately. Beautiful woman and 82 la fight to celebrate him. I just graduated from my father, arranged to be a politician in a corrupt city. Also borrowed a huge sum of 500 billion. The screen turns. A city on the Baskerville border. Inside the noble and mighty castle, a fat housekeeper is humming. Rebuking the servant, hurry up, clean up. A new consul will come tomorrow. He's from the Baskervilles. Be very careful. When the butler leaves, the two servants are discussing. What will the new consul be like? Hope to govern our city well. But another companion laughed at him. He's just a 15-year-old kid. But they never thought. I'm 15 years old and I've arrived early. Still complaining, they finally noticed. Hurry up and catch me talking about whose child. This is not a place you just enter. Then I showed a harmful look. Get your hands off now. The next moment I pulled out the appointment letter. Forgive them for their fearlessness in facing me for the first time. Seeing this, they can only laugh awkwardly. Said that he didn't know Tarzan a little bit. I walked towards the castle girl. At the same time order them to prepare the woman to drink immediately. Because I'm going to have a game next. Big party. Only two servants left. People haven't come back to their senses for a long time. The sunset shines on the dazzling food. Invited guests bustling. Make the originally deserted castle lively. In contrast, an incredibly rotten face. Defeated as a secretary, looking at the scene of communication. Because he didn't expect, the new consul turned out to be an extremely corrupt. The losers can't help but worry about the future of the city. Doba, is there no talent in the Skewell family? Suddenly a voice appeared behind Vicky. You are the general secretary of the city, aren't you? At this time, Go said hesitantly. When did you come in? Apparently he was terrified of me. This is what I introduced myself to. I'm the new consul. You will be my assistant next. I hope you can do your best to help me. Immediately means I'm on my way. Your profile has been investigated. You were born made of corruption. I see how hard people like you work. Indicates that it will not interfere with how you get the job done. Because I believe you will continue to do your own thing. This is a wife. Immediately feel the eyes. The former child is not as simple as imagined. And he's not throwing a party. How did it appear here? Here's my word to bring him back to reality. Various regulations on the statute book. Basically everyone has small loopholes. Led to the emergence of many improper enterprises. Even underworld organizations are above the law. Immediately express. Just stopping illegal operations will not solve the problem. The head of the underground business needs to be removed. I told Reich. Practical officer, your job is to make laws and enforce them. I will not change the laws in effect, but to make a new law on this premise. And promise within a week. All improper businesses. Block all. But because of my young age. Words from my mouth. I guess no one will be happy. So I have to start a play. Let the people in the corrupt city obey me. Can the smallest come up with it? The next morning, I ordered a release for it. Notice of new decree. Let everyone gather in the city center. Looking at the integrity of the show on the stage. The people in the audience made meaningful voices one after another. Even the assistant is the wife. It's not very dependent on today's decision. But the work has to be done on the strings. Then it said that I was the new consul. Although the consul has a new. But Baskerville. The laws of their family will continue to be enforced. And it will be stricter than before. Violators will be severely punished. Speaking of which, everyone in the audience is used to it. A new official is nothing more than a show. In the end, it is all direct and 100 cases will not be changed. For it's immediate. The angry roar. But the Baskerville girl. Your dog head doesn't want it anymore. I really want to give this position to Paige. So many words. Give them a little shock. Maybe it's more practical. Then I took out a stick. Everyone thought the multiplication came so fast. But I saw that I sent a little bit. Stick this stick into the ground. The audience here was shocked. I never thought of it. A 15-year-old has such explosive power. I am now a consul. Publish first method. Article 1 of the Vicar class law. If anyone can pull this stick out, 100 million gold coins to be awarded by decree. Everyone present may. Shocked by my strength. Haven't reacted yet, but the next moment, everyone in the square exclaimed. I feel like I'm looking at a fool. Pull out a stick. Can you get 1 gold coin? People of this world, no need to buy lottery tickets. You can get a lifetime of money. Just pull out this stick stuck in the ground. We'll be rewarded with a gold. It was just now. I am in this corrupt scale. Inaugurated as consul. Give this corrupt capital a new look. Become a first-tier city in Baskerville in one fell swoop. I'm that Medjol. Superior Law Article 1 Paragraph 1. If anyone can pull this stick out, 100 million gold coins to be awarded by decree. The results speak for themselves. Make everyone laugh. No 100 million gold. It's already them ordinary people all their lives. Never seen. Even the secret books are overwhelmed by my actions. I also understand the corruption in this light. In an environment where the masses endure hardship, it's hard to gain everyone's trust. For this, I went straight to the first article of the Vicar Grand Law. Second network. If anyone can pull this stick out, 1 billion to be awarded by decree. People who are short feel dignity and self-esteem. Insulted. Letters are surging in my heart like airflow. If you don't see me, it's the ruling pavilion. May have started. Rear enclosure. The chest is just big enough to find a crack in the ground to get in and see. Nonetheless, I still stand by my own fault. I directly increased the home reward to 10 billion. At this time, the crowd who were originally sighing in the audience, immediately by my move, shocked can't speak. If before, the 2 rewards are the new consul with terror in the hand of evil, then this 100 medical skills is not too expensive. Everyone in the audience also began to be a little excited at this time. But seeing the matching around my waist immediately dispelled the thought in my heart. My wife also rushed up to stop my behavior. Think my joke is too big. Besides, I don't have that much money on hand. Just then, a little girl selling flowers holds up. He told me he wanted to try. The old man on the side saw this and persuaded him not to do anything. Girl says her mother is seriously ill. Need money urgently. So this opportunity. He has to fight hard. The little girl walked up to me in fear. Shouldn't kill me. If I pull it out, should I lose a few coins? Do say something serious. You point at the little girl and don't ink. Since you are in power, you must obey the law. Otherwise you will be severely sanctioned. The girl at this time has no other choice. You can only squat down. Hold the stick tightly in both hands. But what I didn't expect was, little girl just use it lightly. Pulled him out immediately. At this moment, even the people under the stage are stunned. The little girl looked at me worriedly. At this time, the whole body is filled with murderous intent. Because I need to take the role of this bad guy. Play to the end. So I pretended to pull out the waist accessory. The status quo girl has regretted taking the risk. Uncontrolled flow of tears from the corners of the eyes. Worried about who will take care of you after you die. Are you seriously ill? Mother is. Next moment, it's not cold that falls on the little girl's head. The arrow is my warm palm. I see real iron in my hands. This big gold indicates that this is only part of the reward. I'll let the guards do the rest. It will be delivered to you within today. Then I touched the little girl's hair. Taste you are brave. Say to the crowd. This is to follow the gospel that you can enjoy by your special decree. Everyone in the audience suddenly felt. I missed 1 billion. After this, a simple truth, deeply imprinted in people's hearts. When you obey the law, you will get the corresponding reward. But when you break the law, you will be severely punished. Crime in the city has also dropped by half. Go in the castle at this time. Thankful for the success of this method. Said he had worked here for 20 years. It's never been so easy. I said when ignorance despises the law. When you don't trust the law, you can't rule them with violence. To gain everyone's trust first. Make a good impression. Suddenly surrounded by covering his eyes and losing his voice in pain. In fact, when I saw me from the beginning, he looks down on me. But now I'm only on my 2nd day in office. Achieved such good results. He really admires. I swear to God I'll be right behind me from now on. In fact, this method was originally a previous life card. Yes, but because of his manic temper after taking office. Even with this decree, never loved by the people. But I told you not to be too happy about the money. Because the real battle has just begun. I spread out the map of the city. Say, since we used 100 billion gold coins as a reward, do you have to find a way to get it back? And quickly drew dozens of markers on the map. And these places are black. The position of the power. Look at the drawings. Amazed. These are the lair of illegal organizations. Even he, who has been investigating all his life, I haven't seen a few. So, ask me why I can find it so clearly. I saw what my nose said and smelled it with my nose. I can't always tell you. I found out in my last life. But at this moment, a squire suddenly came to report. He said the area. People from the association invited me over to attend a long time. Hear the words regional virtuous. My heart was tight for him. This is a bastard who eats people and doesn't spit pig bones. Introduce me. This is a Baskerville. 7, the second generation of the Tujia and founded by 3 generations. On the surface is the regional blood soul, but a promiscuous entertainment club. But my performance shocked them. To the destination head, I saw the corners of my mouth raised slightly. Positive, I don't know who to look for as the next target. You'd better deliver it yourself. This is the boy of the world. You can be the lord of a city at the age of 15. But this city is a bureaucratic corruption. The evil capital where the people are struggling to get the name. I enacted a set on my first day in office. New legal compliance. Those who follow the law will give it to me in public. Rewarded 10 billion gold coins. But this is just my first step. Want to manage this riddled city. To eradicate those worms in the deepest part. In a hotel more luxurious than my castle. 6 million gold first bottle of red wine along the wine glass. The people of His Majesty's Association are leisurely partying. Waiting for me to enter their hongmen banquet. Waiter, also licking the red wine flowing out flatteringly. This is yellow hair saying we have so much money. Thanks to the Baskervilles. Thank you Baskerville family. Crazy expansion of territory, we have a constant stream of savages to sell. This is what Huang Mao also mocked. Except for the sword in their hands. Don't know anything, even the most loyal. The Masima family of Baskerville. After being slightly used by us, the Baskervilles wiped them out. This is what happens to us. That's when everyone turned the conversation to me. The younger brother next to him said that it was a 15-year-old boy. On the first day in office in the downtown area, Huang Mao suddenly felt that his status had been challenged. It seems that when he came, must give him a slap in the face. We forced him to check out after the party. Presumably a 15-year-old official shouldn't have so much money, right? This is the waiter came in with a group of beautiful women. Suddenly everyone's attention. All attracted to these beautiful women. It took a while for someone to notice my presence. After learning that I'm not their real-world friends, the waiter is more direct, pulling my hair and throwing me out. In the blink of an eye, his arm was bent 360 degrees by me. A heart-wrenching screams filled the room. At this time, I politely introduced myself that I was new here. Archon. Seems to be struck by my thunder. The means of deterrence have not recovered. Then I pledge, asked them what they called me here for. But they ignored me. Even discuss in front of me. Force me to pay later. Seeing this, I directly slapped my hand on the table. Then the arm pops out quickly. I saw the wine glass on the table start to shake violently. Hundreds of glasses of red wine are being infused with magic. Later generations can't take it. People who haven't responded yet have been. Debris coverage. The previous arrogant and domineering yellow hair. I don't dare to do anything at the moment. Because this is the man standing in front of them. Show of strength. Already at the intermediate technical expert level. The next moment I put my hand on my redhead's shoulder. I haven't waited for me to force it. He was so frightened that he received it immediately and we would pay 9,000. This is my danger. Are you going to force me to pay after it's over? Seeing this, the yellow cat immediately explained that it was all a misunderstanding. Said they didn't dare to do it at all. The purpose of inviting me. It's actually to test my winning streak. Well known. The city has always been corrupt. Just want to make sure I don't get caught up in this city. The temptation offered, flattery that I am now incapable of leading them. However, I am not satisfied with their answer. Hit me hard on the belly of the redhead. It means that you are rich and powerful. Still so arrogant. That's because you haven't seen what really makes you something to be afraid of. Then I trampled this man under my feet. I asked a few of them. Why would I suddenly hit someone? If you can't answer, That's what happened to you. See me so arrogant. They don't hold back anymore. I think the total number of people is enough to crush me. The next moment I'm out. The face of the person in the front now. You were involved in kidnapping, illegal slave trade. Also insulted Baskerville Guardy. It seems that you have committed quite a few crimes. Before they can react in the next second. The person in front of me has been picked up by me. Fell hard to the ground. Say so. Let me see who will be the next victim. This man just... Still drinking 7 million bottle of red wine at the bar. I was thrown into jail in the next second. But when he saw my arrest target. Also scared. This is the yellow hair that is still hard-mouthed, trying to tell his father all this. Kill me when you get out. Hearing such a threat. My wife was also frightened and panicked. And accused me of offending these people. But my next answer. But let the wife have nothing to say. I think governing department also. It's time to suppress their arrogance. Now they are all starting to provoke the Skewell family. So I decided as soon as the sun went down, I will execute them all. Immediately begging for mercy in the prison. Said they were wrong. Just let them go. Willing to give everything. Go thanks. Doing so will arouse the ambitions of these families. They will use everything. Possible ways to avenge your children. I said don't worry. The deaths of these bastards are related to a criminal organization. We're just normal law enforcement. Because soon there will be a big war. There's a good chance I'll be sent to the battlefield. So I have to deal with these bastards quickly. When I announced they were bribing. When extortion threatened murder. Yellow hair is strongly opposed. Said he had never done such a thing. You have no evidence. Can you prove that you have evidence? Wait a minute, you'll tell me yourself. The yellow hair at the moment seems to be a little regretful. A little louder when you just spoke to me. Right behind me. A thin man appears. Heavy cloth bag in hand. This bald head is the trial of this prison. And the various torture instruments he brought. I ordered him to make it. He also said, he's been on trial for 30 years. I have never seen such a cruel torture tool. At the first sight of these torture instruments. Even he is used to. People in the big scene can't help but be a little scared. These torture instruments, but it is specially prepared for the launch module. Use it on you now. Seems like a bit of a fuss. But you should be honored. So I hope you can hold on a little longer. I've been a long time. I've never experienced this feeling. After this, heartbreaking sounds come from the prison every day. The corrupt capital of yesteryear seems louder than ever. The tavern is like a news station. Everyone comes here with their own trail. Information and professional analysis. And the most exciting news today is the certificate holder arrested 7. Bad things have been done to the children of the dead. Some people believe in my persistence. After all, I 10 billion experience. Penalty record. Those who violate the law don't have scarves at all. The other part thinks I'm just acting. As long as 7 affiliated families with high seniority. Even the consul has to let them out. These people are right. But only half right. Those indigenous families not only came to steal. Even offered a lot of gold as a bribe. Think the money is enough. I can acquit a few people in custody. And I will be severely reprimanded by the team leader. But soon. 7 police officers in the central square. Tell and the strongest fluttering in the wind. Shut up the doubters. Right now people are both surprised and scared. Facing sin is right and not evil. Caring in the face of suffering people. Maybe, can someone like this really save the city? Now that the law has been enacted, there's no reason not to execute. But this is also the first time to attack an affiliated family. They're sure to do everything they can. You'd better cheer up for its secretary. Because you'll be joining my next strategy. The next moment, Go will become the little prince of midnight. But in the face of such a strategy, Go seems uneasy. Because my next step, the strategy is to pack yourself in 2. Slaves sold. To eradicate the black industry in the corrupt love capital. I packaged myself as a slave to sell. Somewhere on the outskirts of the city. There is a huge makeshift tent. Countless luxury horses. Cars all gather here at the same time. Because today is the capital of corruption. The largest auction of the year and the vast majority of high-class people will be gathered here today. The products auctioned are naturally kidnapped savages. Nobles and commoners, no hosting rates for savages. Plan the event into a circus show. This clown. Checking the identity of every visitor. Checking. After the offer of the invitation has not found the problem. But I saw the unfamiliar face of Go. He asked what he was here for. Apparently going on a dangerous mission for the first time. Looks flustered. Until you see the hair color and eyes in the cage. Eyes are bewildering. Instantly understood the purpose of this visit. Also said that such a rare product. Sure to sell for a good price. With the host on stage Yamato. The largest auction of the year. Start and sit around the stage. The surrounding guests looked excited. Looking forward to the upcoming auction. So excited to see the VIP offstage. Take out the first lot directly. One head is said to have 19 hearts Ben and Hell of Warcraft. Rhino, whether its skin, bones or horns are worthless aspects. So the auctioneer put his. The starting price is set to earn 100 million. There is such a rare thing in the aristocracy. Raise the auction and add money to respect and love. Finally, the deal with the Rhino is set at 250 million. Just as the auction was in full swing, a staff member interrupted the host. The host, after being notified, randomly announced to the audience, next product. Product is this just from the land of right and wrong captured the battle. Type Manchu girl. As long as he can be completely tamed. That would be an extremely reliable bodyguard. The starting price is set at 5 million. The nobles present did not want to bid on this Manchu girl. After all, natural wildness is hard to tame. If you don't get it right, you may be lucky for the whole family. The effect is not ideal. The host can only lower the starting price to 1 million. But everyone is still not interested. Disgust. Helpless, the host can only order his subordinates to deal with him. Heard he was about to be killed. Manchu girls can't help but get manic. Muscular man. It's a hard punch to his parents. Just beat the Manchu girl to death. The host quickly apologized to the nobles in the audience. To apologize. Will be direct. Take out the finale product of this auction. A beautiful jet black hair. Handsome little face. A pair of piercing red eyes. Plus strong 8-pack abs. Make the rich woman drool under the stage. I haven't waited for the host to finish introducing. The rich woman in the audience will marry directly 600 million. Man behind. Then get married and reach 800 million. The rich woman scolded a man directly. What do you want a man for? Suddenly the 99 horn is still bidding 6 billion. The host was stunned in place for a moment after hearing it. Why can? Eyes are also cast in that direction. It turned out to be a fat head. Fat people weighing more than 250 kilograms. He is actually the head of the granary district, Baron Paimo. Rumor has it that he recently took over the underground foundation. The current value is estimated to be rotten. Defeat to multiple door rows. 6 billion to him is sprinkling water. He expressed such a rare effort. Just do another stir in town. The price you get will more than triple by then. This is what the assistants next to him persuaded. Even if you can resell, but 6 billion a little too much. After all, the resold slaves have to be in good condition. Robust has not waited for the assistant to finish speaking. The pen is hard to feel. Reprimanded him if he took you in. Because you have nowhere to go. Pay attention to your words. With a hammer. In the end I was beaten by Nolan, win it at 6 billion price. Then I was brought to him. And he couldn't stop the joy in his heart. Keep laughing obscenely. He also said that he has thought a lot to play with me. Means of play, I extend my lean hands to Baron Bino. He thought I was going to ask him to help me unchain. But the next second I push hard. The chains burst in an instant. The assistant next to him was also surprised by this. Its face is frightened. I saw me slowly lift my right foot. Take the ground away in the next moment. The shockwave mirror it bursts out. Directly blow this 250 kilograms fat man out. Looking at the Baron of Pen and Ink who hit the ground hard. I reached out and grabbed the fat from him. The next moment I said hard. You like to play, don't you? Immediately in the auction house, it's all pig killing dishes. Less often, he just passed out. After the Binolan decision is resolved, I slowly took off my wig. But I seem to find Binolan is definitely out of breath. Everyone in the audience seemed to see my face clearly. Panicked. At this time, I said circus to the people below, right? It's really suitable for today's scene. Since everyone here knows me. You must know my methods.